Okay. So then I guess you're not taking the serious threat of cutting off energy exports. And by the way, most of America's energy imports come from Canada.
Correct.
I know imported energy is only a small percentage of the overall consumption of energy, but Canada is still the most important energy partner.
And if the regulatory constraints with regards to the transmission of both Canadian oil and gas improved, Canada's market share in the U.S. energy business, particularly in the U.S. West Coast, would be much higher than it is.
Yeah, shale production has created an economic and energy superhouse that is the United States. Scott Bessent wants the 333, and part of that 3 is to increase oil production by the order of 3 million barrels per day. What will that do to the underlying oil market?
Well, first of all, I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay.
I know that mine is a minority view, but when you talk to the big shale producers in the United States, what you see is that they've drilled through, at current technologies, with the current cost of capital, about 75% of their grade A locations. Mm-hmm. If technology improves, or if interest rates fall, if the cost of capital falls, some of the B locations get upgraded to A locations.
Yeah.
It's really an economic circumstance. But we're at current pricing, using current technology with the current cost of capital, we've drilled about 75% of our A-quality locations. Mm-hmm. So the ability to increase U.S. production is more challenged than it might otherwise seem. There's a new problem emerging in the Permian Basin, too, which is that you produce an awful lot of an awful lot of water alongside that oil, and the disposal of the water has become a real problem. There's a lot of problems with the way water's disposed now. If it's disposed with too much back pressure, the water can come up well bores and can go into freshwater basins.
Yes.
Not a good thing in West Texas where there's not much water.
Interesting.
The second thing is that seismic events are increasing in frequency. We are actually running out of capacity for saltwater disposal. Now, this is a problem that we'll solve in 10 years. You know, we will be able to use seismic as an example to find sedimentary horizons where we can dispose of water. We haven't done it yet. And in order to increase oil production by 3 million barrels a day, we probably need to increase saltwater disposal capabilities by 30 or 40 million barrels a day. We can't do that today.
Well, the other thing is, more broadly, how the government would incentivize the private sector to even increase their production.
What the government could do best, would be what they could do that would be the best would be to get out of the way. Don't incent it, just don't constrain it.
Suppose the government were not to implement this policy, do you think that the natural course of production for the private sector in the U.S. would be up or down in 2025 and beyond?
I'm not sure I understand the question.